Hello, my beautiful wildflowers. How are you today? Alexis here with Modesty, and today I am embarking on a journey, another series, sorta, and that is on the Naked series from Urban Decay. And today I used Naked Cherry to get this look. So if you're interested in seeing how I got here, please stay tuned. Okay, my beautiful wildflowers. Well, I have an idea. Actually, the idea came about when I was talking to Stephanie, and she is the opinionated horsewoman, okay? And we were talking about Naked Ultraviolet because that was recently on sale for 50%, and she asked me what I thought about it. And if I own it, and matter of fact, I do. I own all of the Naked palettes except for one, and that's Reloaded. And I've been thinking about it, but the Reloaded looks a lot like all of the shades, a little bit from here, a little bit from there. So I've kind of refrained from getting it, but I'm thinking about getting it just to own the whole collection. And so what I want to do with the Naked series is I want to rank them for you. And I want to rank them from my least favorite to the favorite. And my favorite, actually, I hit pan and I'm on my second set. Okay, and I have a couple of them like that. So, but today, what I want to do is I want to start doing some looks with these palettes. And today I have the Naked Cherry. And this is one of my favorites, not the favorite, but it is one of my favorites because, again, this is me in a palette. I mean, look at these shades. I mean, this is definitely who I am, and I love pinks and mauves, and this is exactly what it is. And I remember when this came out, I was just so excited, but at the same time, I was a little intimidated. Why do I say this? Because there are some bold colors here, and back then, when I actually picked this up, I wasn't as adventurous, let's say. And the Naked, which I hit the pan on, is Naked 3 because that's and 1, and that's because it's kind of calm and neutral and things like that. But I mean, even though, as you can see, this has been used, it's not been one that I would use bold colors. And so I'm going to try to be a little more, I want to try to use the shades that I haven't used in this because there are a couple of shades in here that I have not used. And so let me see what kind of a look I can come up with you today. And then stay tuned actually for my ranking video. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to be throwing in these, these looks for you, okay? So let's just get started. But before we get started, as normal, I do tell you what I started out with. As far as my primer, I am using the MAC Painterly. And that's this here. Let's see if it focuses. Yeah, there we go. And this is a color that's a little bit, it has a cool undertone, which is a pinky undertone, which I don't like as much as my Allure. I think that's how you pronounce it. The shade Allure. And that's more of a yellow olive undertone. And that's, that's me. So I'm neutral, but still, I mean, this is a little bit too pink, I think. For my likings, but I do use it, especially when I'm doing shades like, the Naked Cherry, which is pinky anyway. But I ran out of the other one, so it's actually on its way. And I know you guys are like, wait, you use the primer, you use like the Mario, you love that one. When do you get to run out of, these? Well, I'll tell you, I've had it for a little bit, and I gave it a break when I, bought the Mario one and also the Anastasia one. So, yeah, but I've been using these for years, and so this one I've had for a little while, but as you noticed, I haven't gone through it that much, and this is actually my second one, though. I used to be where I only ever used Painterly and the Allure one, depending on the color. So, yeah, so that's how it is. So let's get started. Okay, first what I'm going to do is I like to set this Painterly, the color, because it is not really a, per se, a waxy form of primer, but it is more of a base eyeshadow cream. So I like to set it, okay? And so I'm going to go in with this color here, which is like barely no color at all. And I believe this one is called Caution. Yep. I'm just going to dip in here and just go all over with it, all the way up to my little bit under my brow bone, okay? And again, I do not, you know, hit off the excess. I just go directly from pan to eyes. And I like doing that because it tells me how a eyeshadow performs that way. And I mean, is it pigmented? Is it got a lot of kick up? You know, what's going on? But like I said, these palettes are ones that I'm very familiar with. And Urban Decay and I go way back. And I say this often. As well as MAC, right? Those two companies were about the only existing companies, and then Makeup Forever snuck in there, and all of a sudden, you know, I mean, 20 years later is an explosion of cosmetic companies. So, yeah, but I mean, this is my tested and trusted, so I'm just going to go ahead and lay this down. Next, using a medium flat-like fluffy brush, I'm going into Juicy to give it a nice transition, and this is Juicy right here. And these, I don't know if you haven't used Urban Decay, I mean, you're really missing out because these are, I mean, the OG, right? I mean, it's just great colors and pigments, and look at this. It's just so beautiful. And I really love Urban Decay. And, I mean, they do such a great job with eyeshadows especially. They've been around forever. So, you know, they have done a couple of duds, in my opinion. I'm not going to lie. But I don't think they've really done anything wrong with the Naked series. And of all the Naked palettes I have, the least favorite, and like I told Stephanie, is the Ultraviolet. Because, you know, I'm not sure, but it feels like it's a different formula. It's not the same formula. It's not as, you know, pigmented. The mattes just don't stay on as long. And so, yeah, it's kind of sad. But that is my least favorite. And now I've given away a little bit of, you know, what my ranking's going to be. But I'm going to be quiet now so I don't ruin that video. Okay, today I'm not going to go as crazy or like nighty as I could because I'm getting ready to go to Sephora, and they have the Rouge sale, the spring sale, and they just opened up, maybe VIB today, but yesterday was Rouge only. I don't know how those days go, but yeah, I've already ordered some, you know, a couple $100 worth of stuff online, but I want to go see what's at my local one, and so I'm going to go, and I don't want to look like way too whacked out because they don't know that I'm recording videos, and so, yeah, I just want to make sure and keep it a little bit benign today. So, yeah, that's my motivation. And next what I'm going to do is I'm going to go skip over from the coral coloring to more of the mauve coloring to the right here. It should be your left, I think. And I'm going to go with this one called Bing, B-I-N-G. And I'm sure that's for Bing cherries, you know, the varietal. And so I'm going to take a medium fluffy brush. You know, this is more of a smaller, but not very small. And I'm going to go directly into the crease only with this right here. Yep. And so that way I'm going to go ahead and darken up the crease a little. Not too dark, but I just want to go ahead and differentiate this with the color, the transition color. So, okay, that's that. Again, you know, I'm going directly from pan to eyelid. So as you can see, it might be a little bit more intense than normal, but that's okay because these blend so easily that I rather do this. And yeah, because I can always build up some more too. Okay, next what I'm going to do is take my, what is that, pencil? It's a larger pencil brush. And I'm going to go into Devilish here, which is this color here, Devilish. And I'm going to go ahead and lay this down like on my outer V. And, ooh, this is dark. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and be really careful and put this on my outer V and then kind of work this out, pat it out. And then, yeah. And then I'll blend it in a little bit to give it a little depth. Make sure I get in the right pan here. And then now I'm going to go ahead and blend this out a little bit using the same brush that I used earlier for my crease only. But I did not add any more. Okay. I wish I could learn to put on makeup without creating these like lines. I'm going to end up with lines because of it. This is the reason why I don't put them. I don't know if you guys know this, but that's why I do my eyes first and not my foundation. I used to, for years, 30 plus years, put on foundation first, then the eyes. But then I realized I would have these lines because the foundation would actually settle while I'm, doing my eyes. And so, yeah, I learned not to do that anymore. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead with the same color I used, the Devilish, on the inside also, because I'm thinking I'm going to use this color here, Turn On, in the center. Because what I did was I just swatched a little bit, 3 different ones here on my hands, and to see which would be better for the middle. And this is the one here on top, you could barely see, that I would like to really use, which is a Turn On. And the other 2 is a little bit too dark, I think. So at least for a daytime look. So I'm going to try to soften it up a little bit. So I'm going to go back and with the same brush, the Devilish one. Devilish one. The pencil one with the Devilish, which is here. Okay. And so I'm going to put this on the inside, but I'm going to be really careful how I do that so I don't go beyond my crease here, because then it's going to look not how I wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and come like this. I know I take myself out of focus every time my hand comes forward. So I'm going to try to do this to show you at the same time what I'm doing here. And I'm trying to leave that center. You see that center clear part? I'm trying to leave that alone. But I want to add depth on the inside as well. Okay. Okay, and I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and go with this same brush that I use for my crease and just kind of blend it out just in case. I have some dark spots here. Okay. And next I will go ahead with, I don't know if I should use my finger for this because, it was never meant to use your fingers with this company. I mean, you could always pick it up with the brush. So I'm going to use a flat brush here. Flat packing brush, and I'm going to go into Turn On, which is this one here, and I will put this, pack this in a center. And like I said, this formula, you don't need fingers, and so I'll show you. So here we go, and it picks up really nice without having to use your fingers. And I mean, I can tell by looking at the brush how it picks up on the brush. So I'll go ahead and go a little bit here like this. And then I'll do the same. I'm going to go ahead and pack it on before I move it around because I don't want it to, I don't think it'll fall out. I've never had issues with that, but one never knows. And next I'll go in with this small pencil brush, small one. And to, what is this called? Hot Spot. I don't know why they call it Hot Spot because it's like a little white spot. I guess hot spot in a moon or in a moon. And the sun would be that color, right? So at least it looks like that. I don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and put that here to brighten up. Okay. Okay, guys, I have this so far. Next, I'm going to go off camera and go ahead and do the rest of my face. And then I will tell you a little bit about how I feel about this Naked Cherry, okay? So, I'll be right back. Okay, here we are. This is the finished product. So, what do you think? Let me move in closer for the eye shot, okay? And what I did was, I didn't change anything up top. But what I did do is I underlined my waterline as well as my bottom waterline here with my Victoria Beckham. And this is not actually black. It looks black, but it's called ash. And because black would actually look a little bit more shocking. And then I went in and I used the brushes that I used on the top, which is to match my crease. And what I did was I go under here like this and like this. And same thing with this brush underneath to kind of diffuse the dark, really darkness. And also my, here we go, my MAC for my eyelashes. It's the same thing. I think I need to this is almost getting close to 6 months. So I have another one on standby. So I'm going to go ahead and probably have to pitch this one. And then as far as my, foundation is my, hold on one second. I put it away already. The foundation actually is the Pat McGrath, okay? And I really love this foundation. And especially like on a day like today, it's just because I want something really lightweight. And this one here, I think it's called, is it Skin Finish? Is that what they call it here? I think so. Sublime Perfection Skin Finish. Yep. I think she only has one type of foundation, but anyway, this one here, I really love it. And it's light, and I could go outside and feel like I'm not overly made up. So, and you know, it's nice. I like that. And then as far as my cheeks, there is, I mean, I love this natural flush and the actual natural kind of luminizing, or I don't know if that's the word, but it's very subtle. And what I used is my By Terry, and this is actually has skincare in it, and it is a little pricey, but it's got skincare in it. It's got hyaluronic acid and stuff, so I really like it. And it lasts, and it's aesthetically pleasing. What I did was I went in with this color here, the darker color, Rose Today. And then I did use this highlighter here, and it looks matte in here, but actually when you put it on the skin, it just has that natural like dewy shine to it, and it's not like overly sparkly, and I really like this. And so I used that. And as far as the lips, this is the Pat McGrath, and this is in Divine Rose, and it's liquid lipstick because of course I'm going out there and I have to put on a mask, and I need something that's not going to come off with the mask. And so I did decide to use that. And is that it? Oh no. And then as far as I wanted to warm up my cheeks a little bit, I could have gone ahead and used this one here, but I wasn't sure if it's going to have some illuminizing thing. I really don't know. I need to like use it and just to find out. But I did go ahead with my Charlotte Tilbury and this color here, okay? And I just warmed it up, and then I swept it across the base of my nose so that way it looks like I've been out in the sun, and a little bit on my forehead. And so, yeah, this is what I did, just to let you know. And so let's talk about this, the Naked Cherry. What do I think? Like I said, it is one of my favorite ones. Not the favorite, but it is one of my favorite ones, mostly because of the color story, okay? And I'm going to be honest with you. I think as time went by, the formulas really changed over time. I remember the very first original Naked, it only ran, I think, one production in Germany. And then the formula was just so great. And then it came into the US, I think, is how that happened. But it wasn't long. I think within 90 days, the original was already not the norm. And I actually owned the very first original. And I noticed that. That was like so, I mean, I couldn't believe the quality. I mean, back then, I mean, how many years is this going back? I'm going to have to do a little research and give you the years when these were released. But it was incredible. But as time went by, I think the formula changed. And like the very last one, I'm not so crazy about, right? But this is still okay. I do find the color story beautiful. It does not kick up like It does a very, very, very minimal, tiny kick up depending on how you put your brush in there. But if you're just tapping it in there, there is no kick up at all. And the thing I like about the Naked palettes, and not just, this is not, specific to the Naked Cherry, but Naked Heat, Naked Honey, Naked 1, 2, 3, is the fact that you can make so many looks with it. If you owned one palette, and for the longest time, I only owned the first Naked palette, and I was able to make day looks, afternoon looks, brunch looks, night looks, because it's so, it goes to spectrum. And that's what I love about these palettes. And look at it. If I wanted to go ahead and do a night look, or a Vegas look is like I call it, I could have gone in there with the more of the brighter and the darker down to this spectrum and stayed away from down here. But I did actually mix the two here and here. So, there's so many ways you can use this palette, and that's what I like about the Naked series. And like I said, I love this one. Not my favorite, but up there. It's pretty well up there. So anyhow, yeah, and if you're interested in picking up like some of the Naked palettes, and now that these are, kind of like the OG, right? This has been around a long time. I would consider, Naked Cherry is nice if you like the mauve and pink look. Original, you can't get anymore. I actually had two originals that I bought right before they discontinued it, and I gifted one of them to somebody. So I just have that one left now. And I haven't really used it because I really didn't want to, but I decluttered the original because I was afraid I may get tempted to use it. And that thing is, I mean, the original, the very first run made out of Germany. So yeah, so that's that. So my beautiful wildflowers, please look forward to my ranking video, which should be coming up. And thanks to Stephanie, the opinionated horsewoman. I always have a problem saying that. I don't know why. But anyway, she's the one who actually started the conversation asking me questions that gave me that, whoo, hey, I could do a ranking video. And so, yeah. And so stay tuned for that, my beautiful wildflowers. In the meanwhile, though, I will try to put in some, maybe I'll do Naked Heat next time or Naked Honey or whatever. If you guys want to see any specifically, including Naked, Ultraviolet, which I'm not crazy about, let me know. Put it below and I will go ahead and do a look for you, okay? So my beautiful wildflowers, if this added any value, please hit like as usual. And if you're watching, and here I go again, I forgot to say welcome, you guys, if this is your first time. I keep forgetting. Anyway, welcome. And please do subscribe and hit that bell button when you do so. That way, you'll know every time I upload a new video. Okay, so this is it. Have a good day. Have a good evening, have a good week, have a good weekend, whenever you're watching this. But just remember, never sweat the small stuff. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.